Welcome to Asparagus Podcastaragus. My name is Daniel Moneybags Hansen. This is...
The
I got the wrong hand again.
God damn it.
Damn right. No, we did it. And
Okay,
who are
okay.
you, my man?
My name is Ultrawolds, but I will be referred to as Roni. I have a YouTube channel with 900 subscribers, and most importantly, I have autism.
Indeed.
That's right. And so do you, my friend?
Yes, we are both autistic individuals with autism.
That's perfect.
In the asparagus fashion. And this podcast is about autism, and we're going to talk about funny autism things.
So just to clarify for people who are joining in, this is not a new podcast. It's been around for like 2 years.
Yes.
It just so happens that we haven't done a new episode in 2 years.
Yes.
And we've only done 2 episodes. So you could go watch them if you're new.
Yes.
But this is the revival. So I would recommend you to listen to this episode because it's going to be completely fresh, completely new. Everything is going to be different this time.
It's going to be crazy. We have faces now. People didn't know what our faces look like.
Well,
and as you can
unless
see,
they watch one of your live streams, yeah.
Yes. And as you can see, we are both super handsome, extremely busy people, and that's why it has taken so long.
Yes.
Because
so
we have had
finally
sex
going to
with,
be able to begin. Yeah, exactly. That
we have had sex with so many women every day since we last recorded.
Exactly. So much has changed in 2 years.
Yes.
Can you tell something about you that changed in the past 2 years?
Yes. I have started a new hobby.
Ooh, what's the hobby?
Can you guess my hobby? It's staring up into the ceiling.
Staring up into the ceiling. That
Yes.
doesn't sound very fun.
Because you know how people are like, oh, if you're stressed, you should start meditating, right?
Okay.
Then you know, I have this foogie woogie thing with my back, right? I don't know if I told you about that, but I got like back surgery a while back.
Oh yeah,
So
I remember.
I can't bend forward.
That feeling when back surgery is tomorrow.
Yes. I also having back surgery. Or what?
No, do you
Oh,
not
okay.
know that meme?
No.
That feeling when knee surgery is tomorrow.
That sounds funny, but I don't know it.
You can put it on the screen later.
Yes.
If I will even remember to show it to you. But
Indeed.
like, yeah. Worst case, just Google it.
Yeah. But
Okay. So
but,
yeah, you're back.
I don't have a very flexible back, so I can't do the funny meditation pose that people do, where they cross the legs and shit.
The one with the arm.
Yeah. So I sat and brainstormed a little, and I figured out the important part about meditation is just that you don't really think about anything. You're not getting stimulation, and you're just lost in your own thoughts, right?
Well, that's true, because in meditation, you're supposed to be as clear-headed as possible. You need to be constantly, like, not thinking about anything. Meditation is supposed to be like a relaxation of your mind, of, like, getting free out of your thoughts, you know, the things that trap us every day.
Indeed. So my idea of meditation is to just lie down in bed and stare up at a wall and listen to music. That's my new hobby.
Okay, that's interesting.
It's
How
crazy.
much time does your new hobby take out of the average day?
I put on a timer
hours.
of I put on a timer of 20 minutes, because otherwise I keep thinking, oh god, I'm wasting my time or whatever.
Yeah, it does kind of sound like you could be doing something more productive in that time.
Yeah.
I mean, if it's giving you like meditation, if it's giving you like relaxation, it's really good. If you can really take that time to unwind and just feel relaxed, then it's really good.
Indeed.
I would suggest every listener right now to go do that right now. Go lay on your bed, mine is
Yes.
right here, for example, and just listen to us talk, okay?
But listen to the
Be very
podcast first.
calm. Yeah. No, you can listen to the podcast while you're laying down.
Okay, that's true.
That's the point of the podcast.
Yes.
Unless you want to look at our pretty faces, in which case probably just look at your phone.
Yes. What I would recommend
Because
doing...
you said that you listen to music.
I do. But I actually don't know what type of music is good for that. Because I don't know why, but I don't listen to anything with words in it. I've been listening to
Really, just instrumental stuff.
yes.
Sort of.
Do you know Animals as Leaders?
Yes. Oh
Yes.
my god.
I've been
Animals
listening
as
to...
Leaders, for anyone who doesn't know, is this progressive metal band, which doesn't have like any of the rough vocals that might turn off people from listening to metal. But what they do have is incredible musicianship.
Yes.
The guitarist plays on an 8-string guitar, I believe.
It's fantastic.
He's extremely talented. And
He's fucking
the
crazy.
songs sound really nice. Yeah.
Do you know...
So it's
have
really
you... What's your favorite Animals as Leaders album?
I have not listened to too much of them.
No, okay.
So I would say like what's the one where Kaffa is from?
Kaffa.
Kafo?
Yes, that's the
Yes.
first one, I think. That's also an absolute banger.
The self-title. Yeah.
Yes.
Okay.
I've been listening to...
So-
you know, I have I told you about the Last FM thing I have?
Oh yeah.
I've
Last FM is like this bot that you can see. Bot for Discord. No, not for Discord. It's also a website. It just shows you like your listening history, so you can see all the top streamed songs you have.
Yeah.
Basically like Spotify Wrapped, but like for any point in time.
Indeed. But I can see on my Last FM, after I started this hobby, my Animals as Leaders listening whatever.
Skyrocketed.
Yes, and it's now the band I have listened to the most this year. I think it is. Which is
I
funny.
would say if you're laying down on a bed and you want to listen to some music, Animals as Leaders is probably up there.
Truly.
But also, like, there's like many different stuff you could listen to if you're laying on bed. For example, there's stuff you shouldn't listen to. Like I would say, death metal is probably not something that you would listen to if you're trying to get relaxed. But you could go for something like shoegaze, or just instrumentals.
I met a funny guy that listens to shoegaze.
Shoegaze is pretty popular nowadays, especially if you go on TikTok or something. I believe it's really prominent.
Yeah. It's so funny. I met two people at my new. I started at a new educational facility. Whatever. It's hard to communicate education, whatever, because it's not a university. It's not a gymnasium or whatever the fuck it's called, because the Danish system is different, right? But anyway, I started there, and I met two people. One of them loves shoegaze, big shoegaze fan. The other person says shoegaze isn't a real genre, because apparently anything where you use a pedal for the bass or the guitar is technically shoegaze.
I don't know like the technical meaning of what shoegaze is. I believe it's when you like it's when there's a lot of reverb, isn't it?
Probably.
Or is that like just metal? Because metal also has like a lot of reverb on stuff.
Yeah.
So I'm not really sure where we're getting with this.
I actually have
I'm
no
pretty
clue
sure
either.
that like because like shoegaze and metal are like completely different genres.
Yeah.
You know, like you cannot. There is metal shoegaze. There's a band called Death Heaven, I think, which does like black metal shoegaze, and if anything, black metal is like the perfect genre for shoegaze.
Okay.
People say they're like pretentious because they're not even close to like a true cult black metal.
What did you say they were called? I'm gonna write it down. I'm gonna listen to them later. The band you recommended.
Yes, and they're pretty good as well. I listened to one of the albums, and it's genuinely really nice.
But what is the name? I'm mumbling a little. I'm sorry. It's because I'm nervous.
It's Death Heaven.
Okay.
I can send it to you if you want. But yeah.
I hope I spelled it correctly.
They all like wear these black costumes, and they look pretty formal for the type of music they make.
Nice.
So yeah. Anyway, I think we got on a bit of a tangent. You know, it's an autism podcast, and we have been talking about music for like a bit.
Speaking of metal shoegaze,
yes,
I lost my metal concert virginity recently.
Okay.
which has a lot to do with autism actually.
It's kind of funny because I tried to divert away from that topic, but we're back to this.
No,
but okay, fair enough.
I'm segueing it into another one.
Autism. Okay.
But it was this thing that was in my city, and someone invited me there. I met this person recently who's a big metal fan, and I haven't met anyone in real life who were big metal fans. So I've never had anyone to go to concerts with, except for you, actually, because you invited me one time and I regret going. Regret not going.
What was it? To like the Meshuggah concert in Stockholm.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, so what did you go to?
Something called therapy or whatever.
What?
That's the band
like
name.
Danish?
It's a weird. It's not even a Danish word. It's like therapy spelled in a weird way.
Oh,
so it's like
the umlaut.
Terror PY. They were pretty good. And then there were two others that I thought were meh.
Bad. Happens with every concert. Like the Meshuggah concert I went to, for example, had like 3 other bands. One is sort of well known. I think it's called Orbit Culture. I literally don't even remember the other 2 bands.
Okay.
They were like just like I went to that concert with my dad, and my dad didn't even want to go there in the beginning, you know, because like you're going to a fucking Meshuggah concert, you don't want to hear all. And we listened to like 2 of the first, like the 2 bands, and when the 3rd band came, the one right before Meshuggah, my dad just goes up to me and says like, "Listen, I cannot take any of this anymore. Let's just go back. Let's just leave now." Also, like they're old, okay, so they do play kind of slow apparently, because they were playing Future Breed Machine, and I was a bit disappointed because they were playing a bit slower than typical. So yeah, well, it's not surprising, right?
I thought they were precise to the max.
They are precise. Like if you listen to like the latest album, Immutable, it's super precise. It's just in a lower tempo than like the intensity of songs like Bleed, you know, or Future Breed Machine, or like all of Cursium.
I can't imagine going to a concert with my parents.
Which, by the way,
what?
I had that CD. I had like I bought the Chaosphere CD, but it's not here, so I don't know where it is.
Oh, I should. Why the fuck? I'm not wearing my Chaosphere shirt.
Yeah, a Chaosphere shirt.
I bought a Chaosphere shirt. I'm gonna go get it.
Okay. Well, do you want to like cut it at this point?
No. I'm gonna go get it. And we're gonna show the.
Oh, do you want me to entertain the audience for now? Okay, fine. So, listen. I know that this is an Autism podcast, but carry on, okay? Listen, it's gonna be worthwhile, okay? Look at that beauty. Look at that. So beautiful.
It's a very good shirt. I'm very.
It kind of looks like a size too small on you, to be honest.
Yes, it does. I think that's the camera. The camera makes it look a bit goofy.
Maybe it's just like black shirts, so I don't know.
But I saw it before when I walked in. It looked very small. I don't know why.
Man, I need metal shirts, to be honest. I have like one from Gojira, which you were talking about metal virginity. No. Listen to my metal concert virginity.
Yeah.
For me, that was the Gojira concert. I was in Prague, and I went to a Gojira concert, and it was so great. I really enjoyed it. I would really want to go back to another Gojira concert because, man, I fucking love Gojira.
Yes.
But like, yeah, I was looking at like other shirts to buy.
What are you wearing now?
It's just a red shirt.
No.
It's nothing.
But you have like a sweater over or a blanket or something.
Oh no, it's just like a kind of hoodie, I guess. Funny. Just to like be warm because it's a bit cold outside. It is 20 degrees Celsius, which is really cold. So, you know.
Do you freeze when you go outside and you go 20 degrees Celsius. Do you get the chills?
Not really, but like, listen, like, it's like, for most of the summer, it's like 35, 40 degrees, you know?
Yeah.
So it's like really hot, and like, you try to exist in that weather, and it's just intolerable. I was in the Dead Sea one time, and it was 46 degrees. 47, I don't remember.
That's crazy.
It was really hot.
I think that's the limit for how high temperature humans can survive in. Like it's really crazy.
It's even hotter, I believe. For example, I think in Kuwait this year, the average was something like 50 degrees every day. But I was in the Dead Sea. Like, this is just my personal experience. I'm sure there's at least someone who experienced something worse. So I was in the Dead Sea, and I was walking, from the hotel to the coast, which is like 20 meters away,
Yeah.
I was just taking my first steps, and I was already feeling like I'm melting. I wanted to go back inside because it was so horrible.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
I thought when you started that story, I thought you were talking about. I'm imagining in my head, you walking on the sea, because I've heard stories that
Jesus.
Yeah, because there's so much salt
the Jewish
there.
Jesus.
You know. Yeah. So I've heard some people say that you can stand on it, or you can float on it or whatever.
You can't really stand on it. I couldn't go too far in because I had medical issues at the time.
Oh, okay.
But essentially, you can float on it. You know, so like you can just basically like lay down as if you're sleeping, because the water is like so dense with salt that will just keep you afloat because it's just so concentrated.
Interesting.
And for example, if you go to like any other sea, like, you know, just to a normal sea, it wouldn't work because it's just like boring. So that's the perks to visiting the Dead Sea. I really recommend it. Other than like, don't buy the mud. Like, they say there's like healing mud in the Dead Sea, but I think that's just bullshit. It doesn't really help.
Nice. Have you heard about the what the fuck are they called? Sensory deprivation chambers.
The sensory deprivation chambers.
Yeah,
what's that?
There are places where you can go to, and they have this room that's completely dark and completely sound isolated, and there's a pool with salt, the exact amount of salt needed to make you have the same buoyancy as water. And,
so you basically stay afloat all the time.
And the temperature is your body temperature.
Okay, so it basically feels like you're
feels like nothing.
Oh my god!
Like you don't feel anything. You're completely isolated, and people go there to meditate and stuff. And I've thought about going there.
Well, it sounds like it could be a better use of time than laying down and just doing nothing.
No, but like,
if you're gonna lay down and do nothing, do it in like a floaty, airy type of room, if anything.
True.
Because I think that sounds really cool. Do you know how you said sensory deprivation rooms?
Yeah. I haven't looked up if they are in Denmark, but I saw, Vsauce.
Yeah. Wait, is that the one where Vsauce was in like this room with nothing?
Yes. And I watched that episode again, and I noticed that there's a bit where he tries one of these sensory deprivation chambers beforehand.
Oh, okay. Okay.
And it was interesting to watch.
I watched something similar the other day. Well, I didn't directly watch it. I watched someone review it. Apparently there was this one YouTuber, I don't remember his name, one streamer, who decided for a challenge to do something pretty dangerous, He decided to lock himself in a room, completely isolated for 30 days,
That's crazy.
And when you put yourself in a room completely isolated for 30 days with no light, I don't even know what he ate. I'm pretty sure he was just like locked in his toilet just so he could like pee and do all that stuff and eat.
Wait, in what way was he isolated? Like socially?
No, like he was just trapped in the room, no phone, nothing. Okay, so he was isolated socially. He had no way to communicate with the outside world.
But did he have like books?
No.
That is
Again, it was like in complete
insane.
darkness.
Holy shit.
It was in complete darkness. And like you saw the Vsauce episode where he's in this room and he's like sitting there for one day and he goes absolutely insane.
Yes.
Like
Yes.
what are you gonna do? Like you start losing your consciousness of time, you know,
Exactly.
you start losing your sense of time.
What the fuck?
And you stay for like 30 days in a room with like no lighting and you go absolutely insane. Think about it. Like you would leave the room, you would get blinded because of how bright it is, because you haven't seen light in like 30 days.
That's like what he's done right there. That's a form of torture in some countries.
It is.
Like that's a
It's
punishment in
literally
some
torture.
prisons.
No, it is torture. And like the thing is, if you stay in the room for so long, you're gonna like start losing consciousness of like what's real and what's not, because you're stuck in like this environment where basically nothing is happening for so long.
And your brain
So, for
starts
example-
hallucinating and shit.
So that guy, if anyone remembers his name, please comment it. He started like mumbling his speech a lot, and like by the last few days he really couldn't understand what he's saying, and at some point he really started just throwing tantrums. Well, not throwing tantrums, he was just literally going insane because like you understand, because of the situation. And he eventually broke down and he just started like eating the wall.
Yeah.
Like literally eating out of the wall.
Do you think it was real?
Well, he live streamed the whole thing.
Oh
It
yeah,
was on-
I guess you
forgot to
can't
mention it
fake
was
that.
on live stream for 30 days.
That's crazy.
I literally don't remember how it's called, but I think, like, other than the ramifications of it, which are obviously like completely bad and literally no one in the world should be subjected to this.
Yeah.
It's a really interesting human experiment, you know, like if such are the consequences and someone already has done it, it is interesting to see that someone did actually do it.
That
And,
is so
like,
fucking crazy. Also,
effects
I'm imagining because it's obviously some crazy streamer who has done this, who's probably big already, right? But
I don't know if he's big, but like so that I'm interrupting you, but he actually did one similar thing. Before that, okay, there's more. He had like one stream where he stayed up for 11 days straight, you know, on stream, and he had his I believe brother keep him awake the whole time. And like, well, other than the fact that it's literally like dangerous for your mental and physical health, he basically by like the end of it just started like passing in and out of consciousness, and just started falling asleep like right in the middle of the stream.
Yeah.
So it's really insane. And like, I think, well, don't get me wrong, I think this is absolutely stupid, but I do think that's a really interesting thing about like the human nature.
That is fucking worrying, and I am really sorry on his behalf, but I really wonder, did he get the moolah though? Did he get views? Because I can imagine all there's probably a lot of wannabe torture streamers that have done similar things, and they didn't get anything out of it, and they just sit there in the room for 30 days with no
Right,
viewers.
Like think about it. You sit in the room for 30 days, and like that's basically the only thing you can think of, right?
What
Like,
the fuck?
how many people are watching my stream right now?
Yeah.
Basically,
And
like you get out of the room,
but you couldn't see the chat
like,
either.
yeah, you don't know what they're saying to you. Maybe there's like a button that like plays a sound effect every once in a while.
but like imagine coming out of the room and then you see, oh, no one was watching. Oh, okay, it was all for nothing. What the fuck? Oh.
Yeah, what do? You spend like you wasted an entire month of your life on fucking nothing.
Yeah, and you gave yourself mental issues.
I
oh
have
my
no
god.
idea. And that sounds horrible. I don't know. Listen, that's like not something anyone should do. So, just in case you were planning to do it, for the listeners to come. Please don't take it as word of advice.
Don't try this at home.
But anyway, back to the topic at hand. The sensory deprivation rooms. That sounds really interesting because, like, in a way, it ties with autism because autistic people obviously have a lot of sensory. I forgot the name.
Yeah, sensory issues or whatever, right?
Yes, sensory issues.
And it's so interesting because I wonder if I go into that room because I'm very touch sensitive, right? I'm not a fan of water or getting water on my face. Yeah. I wonder if I will just have an absolutely terrible experience going to this room, but I'd be stuck in
because you will be filling all the water.
Yeah. Whenever I go to a pool or like a water park or whatever, right?
Really? Does it affect you?
Yeah.
Like, you can't go in.
No, but I can go in and I can run around. But as soon as I get like a drop on my face and I can feel it like running along the tip of my nose, and it is the most extreme itch that is possible for me to have. That's when water runs down here, and I have to get up and get a towel every time because I can't handle it.
For me, when that happens, I don't really have an issue with this because the solution I have for this is a bit counterintuitive. If you feel like a drop of water on your nose and you get that itch, the next thing you should be doing is just splashing your face with water so that like it feels like it's supposed to be normal. Just drown yourself in water.
I've thought about that.
Like it's wonderful.
But then I wonder if the same thing just happens because gravity, you know, it gobbles up together again. You know?
I don't think so. Have you never like tried putting your face underwater?
I have a video of it. Also, this is a really good segue. You know Titanic?
Okay.
Also, your webcam is fucked up right now because of.
Really?
Yeah, not because of anything you did. Because I'm posting a.
Wi-Fi issues?
No. But I'm gonna post a video, and I want to see what you think of this video because
okay.
I am
because of your sensory deprivation issues.
I made a remake of the scene in Titanic where Jack and Rose are sitting on the door.
Are you playing both of the characters?
No, I'm playing Jack, and a bottle of bubbling fresh blue kill is playing Rose, and it's okay. Kind of a parody because I'm like, oh, I'm in love with the blue kill or whatever, you know.
Okay. But I'm gonna live react to this, is what you're saying.
Yes, but
okay, and we obviously will put it on the screen so you can live react with us as well.
Yes. Okay, now your webcam is back to normal. But yeah.
Okay, good.
This is it didn't end up in the final cut, but this is the footage. I had to dig my head down into the water because eventually Jack sinks.
I'm gonna live react right now.
Yes.
Okay. Okay. Well, first of all, other than the shirt you ruined because it was a perfectly fine shirt.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, you just come back out of it and you just get all the water in your face.
Yeah.
By the way, speaking of, because in that video you're acting, okay?
Yes.
And that reminds me of the one acting jig you had.
Yes. Have I told you about that one?
You sent me the video, but
yes.
You can tell the... Was it?
Yes, it was the... it was this short film some people were making at a film school in Denmark, in Upper Denmark. And they asked me to play the asshole character. And
he played a really good asshole. Yes. I think you killed someone.
Yes. And it's so funny because at my new school educational facility, whatever, right?
You already killed someone, yeah.
Yes, also that. But we have a media subject, filmmaking subject, whatever, as like a
movie.
you can
Cinematography.
Indeed, cinematography. And we've made a few short films, and in all of them, I've just played the asshole character. I played the villain. I don't know why. I think I have an asshole face. I think that's it.
Would you say you are the asshole,
Yes.
Danny?
I think
Do you have like asshole qualities?
Yes. I think that's a good question. I think I do have slightly narcissistic qualities. I don't think I'm a narcissist, but I do like. There's 4 signs of narcissism, right? One of them is that you have you love attention, right? I do indeed fucking love attention.
I think everyone does. Let's be honest.
But at that point, I'm narcissistic,
degree,
right? But I'm not dependent on attention enough. To
There's people who like cannot live without like constant attention from people.
And like,
but like if you, like obviously I like attention as well. We all do. But like if I do something, if I work on something for like a year, obviously I'm gonna want like someone to go to and be like, hey, listen, I just finished working on something for a year, and I'm gonna want attention. But like there's degrees to it, obviously.
And I think the 3 other signs, it's getting very defensive about criticism, not being able to take criticism, and I don't really do that. I think I'm very good at taking criticism. Or whatever. But I think maybe it's just because I actually have no clue. I'm getting typecast.
That you described really sound like typical symptoms of autism, I would say.
Perhaps.
Because I would say like a lot of autistic people, at least from my experience and me growing up as a kid, I really wanted attention, from the surroundings. I didn't know how to like express it. And I always couldn't take criticism really well, because when you're a kid, you kind of live in this warped reality of yourself. So I don't think that's autism. I think that's just being a kid. My bad.
I think
further confirms my point that all kids are assholes.
Yes. But like we're getting really deep here, right? Because I think the reason that I love attention so much, I think I love more attention than most people do.
Okay.
I know people who hate happy birthday songs, for example, because they get a panic attack if everyone looks at them at once.
Yeah, because everyone's giving them attention. But like,
I love it.
Argue that.
I love it.
But I would argue. Okay, well, that's something else. But I would argue that even the people like say that don't like attention, or like when people sing them birthdays, or like even when they remember their birthdays or whatever, I would say that's wrong, because people who do that still want attention. In a way, you could say that the mere fact that they don't want attention gives them extra attention, because people inherently want to give attention to other people. You can't always be focused on yourself, I would say.
I think everyone wants to feel wanted and loved.
Yeah,
but not everyone wants. It's not the only way to show love is to give someone attention. Like you can do it in a lot of ways, and it doesn't have to be. You don't need the attention from 1,000 people to feel loved. Or whatever.
Exactly. You can feel completely loved and completely satisfied, even if you have like one person giving you all the attention in the world. And I would say I would personally much rather have like one single person give me all the attention and love in the world than have like 50,000 people give me tiny bits of attention just for like the sake of it.
Probably.
Which is why we are doing this very podcast, so
exactly.
people can give us more attention.
Yes. Please.
That's why you all fell through it. This podcast was a ploy all along to give me and Danny your attention.
That's why you gotta like and subscribe and donate to our coffee. Oh shit. Shameless plug, sponsor time. Ronnie, do you know?
Hello, Danny.
Do you know what I have set up?
I do know what you set up, but I'm gonna ask as if I don't know.
Okay. I have set up a funny thing where listeners of the podcast, if you think this is entertaining or whatever, you can donate any amount of money you want. You can donate $1. You can donate
$1 at minimum,
or whatever you want.
Donate $dollars if you want.
Yes.
I don't know how that works, but
your
you can
favorite
do that.
number, and then you
Mine
will get
is
access.
14.
And then you will get access to the Discord server for the podcast.
The Discord server?
What? We have a Discord server? And
What is Discord?
Discord is a funny website where you can chat to gamers. But we have this Discord server that kind of doubles as a support group. I use it as a
For
support
autistic
group.
people.
Yes, indeed,
No,
for
like,
autistic
not
people.
only for autistic people. I guess you can use it as a support group for anything if you want.
It is.
But it's primarily for autistic people.
It is autism centered.
Yeah.
But yes, there's a link in the whatever. I don't know. I've never posted anything on Spotify before. I don't know where to point. Where do I point for the Spotify people?
This on Spotify, right?
Yes.
Well, I would recommend you watch it on YouTube because we show our faces, obviously.
Yes, and we are so handsome. It would be a waste not to look at our handsome faces.
Exactly.
Yes.
And I know that the people at home desperately want to see how we look, so
Yes.
obviously. I would say that the previous podcasts would also be a lot more interesting with our faces on, you know? In the episodes with Kostya and who was the second episode with? It's been so long.
My boy Elliot V.
Elliot V, okay. I think that would have been pretty funny with faces on, I would say.
Yes. It's a shame.
Plus, I would say that neither of them have problems showing faces, so it's fine.
Yeah. Elliot V is a very funny guy.
This isn't the Hawk Tuah Girl podcast or whatever. Okay,
I learned of the
we're
Hawk Tuah
respected.
meme today.
Only today?
Yes.
Where have you been?
I watched a man carrying thing video, and then he was like, "Skibbity whiz, Hawk Tuah on that thing," and
Have
I
you
thought it was
never
really
heard
funny.
Hawk Tuah up to that point?
No,
It's everywhere.
I've heard.
It's to the point where it's like post-ironic at this point. No one uses it anymore.
I've heard Brokusa or whatever. I might have heard it. I heard people say it, but I didn't know what the fuck it meant.
Okay, so like I'm not really sure what that is, but the girl that said that has a podcast. Okay. And I aspire to get to that level.
Yes.
I want to be on her podcast. We both should be featured on her podcast because I think that would be pretty funny.
But how will we need a Hawk Tuah sentence of our own if we are to reach the higher bars of fame in order to get on her podcast?
Well, I would say that sentences like that are like a once in a lifetime thing.
Fair enough.
They don't happen out of nowhere, okay? They happen, well, I mean, sorry, they do happen out of nowhere. They come spontaneously. It is a natural reaction of the human body to invent a sentence like Hawk Tuah or Skibbity toilet just out of thin air, okay? We will create the next brain rot word.
Skeezy with the sneezy. Up in the G house with the gang.
You just open. You just started it with like a skibbity, okay? I see what you're doing, but that doesn't look. And if anything, this is what autism is all about.
Yeah.
Because you could go to Spotify and there's like billions of podcasts about autism, okay? And all of the podcasts there are from like professionals who are like serious, for like parents who want to know what the kids are up to. Okay, we're not about that.
Yes.
We're about like, if these podcasts are meant for the parents, we are meant for the kids, okay?
Yes. Show this.
Well, not for
if
the kids,
any
but like for
parents
the
are
children.
watching this, you need to show this to your children right now. We demand it.
Whether they're like 3 years old or
Yes.
23 years old or
12 months.
63 and living with their parents, I want your parents
Yes.
to, or first of all, I want you to advertise the podcast to your parents, and then for your parents to advertise it back to your
We need
So
to
that you
create.
can support it.
We need to create one of those Roblox marketing campaigns. You know when you play Roblox.
I love marketing schemes.
No, you know the messages you get on Roblox. Like
No.
send this
I
to
haven't
10
played Roblox
people,
in
or your Roblox account will get banned. We need to start
exactly
one
that.
of those chains.
Oh, it's not just from. It's a really ancient thing. I remember like pretty much like I don't remember when I got my first phone. I think I was 9, but I installed WhatsApp, and the kids in like the class used to always send me like these messages that are like this girl is about to die. Send this to 10 people so that she doesn't die. And well, I've grown now, okay? I know how this works. If you send 10 other people this message, it wouldn't affect whether she dies or not. She isn't dependent on my phone. Stop guilt-tripping
You
me.
know the laws of mortality.
What do you even gain from it?
In this cruel world.
Are dependent on WhatsApp message chains.
Yes.
Okay.
Do you want to hear topic number 2?
I think it's time for topic number 2.
That first 45 minutes, that was only one topic.
Wasn't the another topic?
Oh yeah, it was. You're right. Okay. Okay. Topic number 2. You picked topic number 2 because I picked topic number 1.
Okay, you're right. Let's see. Okay, so Christmas with autism is a funny one.
What is the deal with that?
Because I don't celebrate Christmas,
Yes.
so I have nothing to contribute to this. So I want to know what you had in mind for this, because it's interesting.
Well,
What were you thinking about this?
I think a lot of there's I've talked to a lot of autistic people, and there's very different differing opinions about Christmas, because Christmas in Denmark at least, you go to the Christmas party or whatever. Is it a party? I don't know. That it feels weird to call it a party, but it is kind of a party. And you eat food, and there's a bunch. All your family members are there, and you open presents, and then you go home or go to bed or whatever if you're 6 years old, right?
Yeah.
Presents are very controversial among autists, because
that's true.
either you're on the I hate surprises, and if I were to get presents, I would like them beforehand fence, or my opinion on it is that I actually don't think I don't like the idea of having
Being
this
surprised.
no, but the fact that this day on the calendar you need to give me a present just removes all of the fucking fun there is around receiving a present.
That's true. That's true, but it's also true for your birthday, isn't it?
Yes, I don't like it with the birthday either, actually.
So would you say that, like, on the other hand, you would like to be completely surprised, like not expected at all?
I've thought about just opting out of Christmas presents and just saying, if you are to give me a present, I would like it in any other month than December.
Really?
Yes.
Because like that ruins the element of surprise for you.
But I like to be surprised, because like I don't for this past 5 Christmases I've only ever been like moderately yay whenever I received a present, no matter what it was, right?
Yeah.
But every single time I've been given a present, no matter how small or big it is, and at the other month, I've been like, you thought of me? Oh my god! You know, I have a book. I literally, I have a perfect example.
He's going away again.
Bye.
Okay. I think it would be funny if you speed this section up, but okay.
Wait, what did you say?
You'll hear it in the recording later, but whatever.
Did you backtalk me?
No. If I backtalked you, I would have done it in front of your face.
But
Get a load of that guy.
Yeah.
Okay.
This book.
It's reversed.
Okay, a survival guide for ADHD. My parents gave me that out of fucking nowhere. They saw it in a bookstore and they bought it for me, and they came home and they gave it to me, and I was like, They really care about my mental health and they care about my ADHD and stuff. And I almost started crying. I got so happy. I have never entered that state with a Christmas present. I think the last time I did that was when I received my 3DS at in 2012.
Oh,
okay. So it's like over 10 years ago. I was like I don't know how old I was. I would have been 8 years old.
Personally, I would say that like when I get presents, I don't really get too excited from them. Like, I think it has something to do with the fact that like it kind of ruins the element of surprise, because like if you know that you're getting a present, then like you're gonna be awaiting it. Okay?
Exactly.
And, like you kept building these expectations in your head, and once you see the present that you actually get, you are more likely to be disappointed than to be surprised, because you already have like these high standards for what a present should look like.
Yes. I am an extremely overthinking person, and I always overthink into oblivion about what the present will be, and then I just get disappointed no matter what it is, right?
I'm curious now, because we did mention it before. Would you say that like being surprised with a present has something to do with like has any correlation with the attention you're getting from other people?
It is a way to show to show appreciation or show love or whatever, platonic love.
But would you say that like people who don't like being surprised are also likely to be the people who don't like being given a lot of attention? Would you say there's any correlation there?
I have no clue. I
think it's something interesting.
I have a very hard time relating to people who don't like attention. I just know that they exist. but like, it really is. Like, that was a point in time. If you had talked to me like 10 years ago, okay, from age 10 to 15 was when I decided it was a stupid tendency to have, right? If I was in the middle of a group conversation, right, and people were talking about something that wasn't related to me, like if people, no matter what, if people were talking about something that wasn't me, I would say something like really embarrassing just to have them talk at me. It didn't matter if it was positive, right? I would rather get because I was fucking screwed up as a kid, right? I would rather have them talking about me and be like, what the fuck is wrong with you, than have them talk about something I couldn't relate to. Yeah,
that's interesting.
It is so.
I would say I was the exact opposite. As a kid, I was like doing anything to like divert. Actually, no. When I was a really young kid, I did everything to get attention to me. So like if I was thinking, like I relate to that in a way, but like I wouldn't do embarrassing stuff. I would just like get physical and violent, you know, like if I'm not being paid attention or something, especially from like the teachers of the class, which was kind of problematic because I wasn't even in special eds at the time. But if I was starting to feel like I'm not getting enough attention, I would start like banging the table or whatever.
Yeah.
And I'm thinking about it back now, and I'm kind of cringing because I used to do it like out of nowhere in the middle of class. Yeah. And I kind of feel bad for like all my classmates and for like all the teachers.
But I think everyone, all kids are dumb.
Yeah, but so like I would say there's like degrees to being stupid.
Yeah.
So I think like once I grew up and I kind of realized how stupid that was.
Yeah.
I tried to do like the opposite, where I would like try to be like as quiet as I can, as and like divert attention away from me, because I thought that would be like I think it's something that affected me long term.
Interesting.
Because I would say that even right now, I'm not like the most confident of people. It's definitely improved to what it was like, let's say 5 years ago, where I had like absolutely zero confidence. But it is like something that is interesting to think about, like the actions you do when you're like prepubescent and you're not really sure what you like, what you're gonna grow up to be like. Can have like crazy big ramifications on the long term.
Indeed, I think if I had got longer having that habit, and not tried to train myself out of it, I could have probably gotten like histrionic personality disorder or something. You know what that is? There's a disorder called histrionic personality disorder. That is basically that.
Okay.
Like very extreme. You go to extreme lengths for attention.
To get attention.
Yeah.
Okay.
And
so I think it's funny because like in that case we're like on opposite ends of the spectrum.
Yeah. But I have to this day I have trained myself in saying, okay, it's okay to not be the center of attention all the time.
Yeah.
And it's not something I deal with at all anymore. But
would you say that like you still want attention from people, or like?
Of course.
Would you say you improved in that?
But I can live without it.
Like, if you were like just let's throw something in the air. If you were like deprived of any meaningful social interaction for a day, you know, like let's say you came up to your friends and they kind of ignore you, okay?
Yeah.
For whatever reason, I don't know, maybe they're busy, maybe they're just assholes, whatever. Every person you talk to is kind of just being inexplicably absent-minded, okay?
Yeah.
Even the people that talk to you are like not really there in the conversation, not really giving you attention. Their mind is concentrated on something else. Would you say that would mentally affect you? Like,
yes.
I mean, obviously it would affect you, but like,
I've actually
had
experiences like that very recently.
Okay.
Where I've been in friend groups, and I suddenly realized, okay, these friend groups that I thought that I like these people, but I don't think they like me very much back. And then you sit there going, why am I even hanging out with these people? You know, that's kind of a dilemma I've had.
I think it's something interesting to bring up because, like, especially for autistic people, and I'm finally getting to a topic that's related to autism after like an hour of podcast. Especially for autistic people, I would say that it's really hard to find like a friend group that they can be nestled in.
Yes.
I would say that like if like the differences between like autistic people and like the other neurotypical people in the group are so big, it can really be hard to like just find a nice comfortable slot to be inside because
yes.
Neurotypical groups can kind of be unexpected, I would say. It's like you would never really know how to approach them correctly. So I would say that for like autistic people, it is more difficult to find a good friend group that is like made of neurotypical people, because like obviously autistic people make friend groups with each other if you are lucky enough to know other autistic people. This is, for example, what happened in my school. We had like an a special ed class, and we had like 7 kids there. So like all the 7 kids were basically one friend group, and I was like in another class. I'm not sure what the English term for it is. It's like a combining class. Yeah. So I was in both classes simultaneously, in the special ed one and the regular one.
Okay. We have something one, like that here, I think. Kind of.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And in the regular class one, none of us really ever talked to the kids there. We just stayed in our group because we were like kind of the weird kids. I mean, naturally. However, that was like up until 8th grade. After 8th grade, I started realizing like, wait, maybe I shouldn't like lock myself up in this friend group. You know, I can have more than one friend group. And like I tried getting out of that shell, but initially it was really hard to find a place in that because the people I was hanging out with were like pretty unpredictable, at least on like compared to what I already knew. So I was a bit nervous at times and I didn't really like it. So later on, I found people who were like a lot more easy to get along with, and I would say that is a friend group that like is better because like I would say that pretty much eventually by the end of 12th grade when we graduated, almost all of the kids in special ed class found friends in the regular class, and I think that's pretty nice. So I
Nice.
think I really hope that like a lot of people, especially like the autistic people listening to this, that feel like they're struggling with like relationships and friendships. I really hope you can find a good friend group that you
100%.
can feel home at.
You gotta find your homies.
Exactly.
Do you want to see a meme related to this that really
I
expresses
think it's
my
the time
thoughts
for a
well?
meme.
Yes.
I think it's a really good time for a meme. What a smooth segue.
We
by the way.
need a meme. It is urgent. I can't even see your face right now. What the fuck? Okay, nice. I have a very related.
You'll see it in the video.
There's a person in the Autism server that you can join by donating at least $1 to ko-fi.com/whatever that keeps posting these therapy memes, and they're really, really, really funny. I don't know why I find them so funny.
Them.
But this,
I haven't seen any of them. The last meme she sent was 4 minutes ago, and it has a caption that says, "Are you sexually active? I'm not even socially active."
Hot damn.
Let's see the meme.
Oh, that's a meme.
Okay,
We meme
that's a
in-
different meme. Finding your people makes you realize there was nothing wrong with you. This is not a meme, this is just an inspirational quote, but I will accept it.
For real, for real.
It's really good.
This meme
The
hits
message
hard.
is really good.
Feel free to screenshot.
Because once you really find the people that you feel at home with,
Yes.
and you feel people that like accept you for who you are, you really start to feel like maybe it was on my head. And this is something that happened to me personally. Once I found like a friend group, once I found people I can really get along with, I started feeling like I started putting less attention on my autism, and I started really just moving forward with this. Like,
Fantastic.
I don't need like these labels to describe how I am or what I'm doing or how I live.
Indeed.
Sometimes it's just like, sometimes it can be detracting. So it's really important to also not like put too much emphasis on the labels you give to yourself,
Yes.
and like embrace your personality for who you are and not for anything else that could be beside it.
I've actually found, for me specifically, right, it's very goofy because I found that
Yeah.
I actually socialize better with people who aren't autistic.
It's the same for me actually. I find it a lot more easy to like communicate with people who aren't like
Yeah.
autistic or anything.
Yeah.
I really find it a lot easier to just like hang out with people who like, I guess at the end of the day they are more predictable, even though like I said earlier that it kind of contradicts my earlier statement
Yeah.
that neurotypical people are less predictable. I would say that like as adults, well, not as adults, I'm not really sure how to describe it, but I would say that like autistic people are less predictable in like the patterns of communication, at least the ones I personally know. So like sometimes it can be a bit more difficult to like find a common topic, you know?
Yes.
For example, if someone is I don't know, if someone is really self-centered on like a specific topic, or like has a special interest that this is like their main passion, it
Exactly.
could be hard to find like a different topic.
I found
to talk about.
autistic people. I'm not going to generalize because it's different for everyone, right? But most autistic men I've met, they only want to talk about things that interest them and their special interest and whatnot. They don't want to talk about gossip or politics or whatever drama.
Well, I don't know how it is in Denmark, but here politics can be a special interest.
It can actually. Yeah, you're right.
Yeah.
But
Yeah, so I know multiple people. I have this one friend who's like knows like the entire history lore. He knows everything. He has like insane political knowledge. I can give you like any election. He can tell me like the exact results
that's funny.
down to like how many mandates each party had.
That is so funny.
But like, it's so difficult to talk about anything else. Because like that's the main topic of interest for him. So that's the thing he likes the most.
And I only realized this after I started at this educational facility, because it's a special ed class, but it's not for people who are stupid or people who are autistic specifically. It's people with all sorts of challenges.
Mental health issues.
Dyslexia, there's a girl in a wheelchair, anxiety,
so it's
whatever.
Like all sorts of issues.
Yes. And there's so many neurotypical people there. And I realized I have kind of, because most of my life I've hanged out with autistic people, right?
Yeah.
And I think I have gotten tired of the only talking about special interest. I needed people to gossip with, and these girly pops, they are gossiping for the what, you know. But then after I had been there for like 3 months, I went to a party with some of my past friends with some of my autistic friends from somewhere else, right?
Okay.
And I had a conversation about them where they went on a 5-minute long solo info dump about how Pirates of the Caribbean is based on a Disneyland ride from the 90s or something.
Is this true, by the way?
Yes.
Okay.
It is because
I thought it was inspired by real events.
No, Pirates of the Caribbean is inspired by a Disneyland ride that didn't have a movie attached to it. So they thought, oh, we gotta make a movie about it, you know?
Like that, just because there was a ride, so...
Yes.
Okay.
Okay. But he talked about that, and I was like, wow, this is the most autistic conversation I've had in ages, and I just started smiling. I think I'm the kind of person that needs a little bit of both in the end.
Yeah, I think it's healthy to have like both types of conversations with people. I was like so used to like, because my environment didn't like gossiping, I didn't really participate in that as well. So I started university like a month ago, and I went to a class, and people that just start like back talking other people, gossiping. And in my head, I'm trying to rationalize this, like, what's going on? Why are people back talking each other? So I think it's also nice when you like have both worlds in front of you, so you can really just switch between them and have whatever you want at the current moment available to you.
But it's so goofy, right? Back talking especially is such a goofy concept, because I remember one time my thought process was, I will never backtalk anyone because that's sad for the people that get backtalked, so I will never do that, that's mean, right? But you kind of, like, there's a healing effect of talking about your feelings, even if those feelings are about another person. So I think it actually, in the end, it's a net positive activity, because you get your feelings out, you get it off your chest, right?
I would say so.
100%.
It's really nice. Like, it is nice that you can talk to people about something that's on your mind.
Yes.
However, at the same time, it's not nice, you know, because like you're back talking someone else. Like, would you want other people to say the same stuff about you?
Exactly.
It's not really the best thing you could be doing, to be fair. Let's be real here. However, some people do struggle with their perception of themselves, you know?
Yes.
Some people really have problems with like what other people think of me.
It's so goofy, right? I read a thing. I don't know if I've told you about the spotlight effect.
Okay.
But I read about it.
You haven't.
I read about it recently, and I've been telling it to everyone I know, because it just kind of explains social anxiety perfectly, right? Because our brain, we see the world from our perspective only, right? No matter what you do, you will never truly see.
Yeah, you will never know what goes on in someone else's mind.
Yes. We only see what our senses perceive and whatever.
Yeah.
We can imagine what other people perceive from their perspective, but we can never truly see it and experience it and know it. And therefore, we think of ourselves a lot more than we think of other people. And then there's because we're stupid monkeys, we think, okay, other people must think of me as much as I do.
Yeah,
So
this is something that I thought about as well, actually.
Yes.
Like, it's at the end of the day, the conclusion that you should have from this is that it's pretty pointless to think about like what other people think about you.
Exactly.
Because you are not them. You don't know what goes on in their mind. You only perceive things as you perceive. So
Yes.
unless you do something extremely embarrassing, you shouldn't really be worried about if someone else is like thinking about you or not.
But even like,
And this really helps with stuff like stage fright or doing a podcast.
yes. But like, even you talked about embarrassing whatever's, right? Everyone has those memories they think of at 3 a.m. when they can't sleep, and they're like, "Oh, I did this weird thing like 3 years ago. Oh, I bet everyone remembers that. Oh, ooh.
Yeah, but no one does.
No one does, and I can
No
fucking.
one thinks of you
I can fucking
unless
prove
it's
it.
like your partner.
Yes, but like, try a thought experiment to the people at home and to you, Roni, my boy. Think of a person that you've known for a long time. It's not just a mediocre person you've known for a long time. Not something you have the greatest relationship or the worst relationship with, right?
Okay.
And try to think of, okay, what do you think their 3 a.m. embarrassing memory is?
Okay.
Can you
so you
name
want
any?
me to like? So you want me to like humiliate someone else?
No, don't say it. But can you make a reasonable guess? Can you? Okay, it is definitely that one time he did that or whatever.
Yeah, that's a good point. I can't really think of anything.
Okay, nice.
I'm thinking of like one specific person right now from school.
Okay.
So my memories are vague, but yeah.
But then it's like, if you can think of other people's embarrassing memories, why should they be able to think of yours?
Yeah,
like
but
people
think about
forget
it.
shit.
Think about it. Maybe like I can't think of something back for like some person from 3 years ago, you know.
Yeah.
But like maybe there's that one person that you have like absolutely no memory of, other than like that one embarrassing thing they did.
I've done this experiment a few times, and there's a few people close to me where I can say, okay, that is probably it. But I haven't told them, and I haven't told anyone, but I have the thought in my mind, okay, that one time he did that is
Okay.
but it doesn't happen often. It's maybe 2 or 3 people I've known in my life
I think personally
Do it
that like
successfully.
this is like, if I can say something embarrassing about someone, I can say at least 10 other things that are like the exact opposite, something that they
Yes.
should be proud of.
exactly.
Something, good memories with them,
Exactly.
or like good experiences.
Our brain also has a tendency to focus on the negatives.
Yeah,
Because we're
and
stupid
I think
monkeys.
I think that should be the message of the day.
Yes.
You should really be positive. You should have a positive outlook on life.
Be
You
positive.
should have everyone. Well, at the worst case, they don't think of you. Okay.
Yes. Do you think? Do you think do you think this is a good way to cap it off?
I think it isn't, but we should probably cap it off.
But I think that was a good conclusion. Be positive.
I think.
Love thyself. Smoke weed.
Oh, don't do that one.
Yeah.
Unless, of course, I don't judge. You know, you can do whatever you want.
Yeah.
I know people who do. I don't judge them, but
Not that there's anything wrong with that, but like if you
but
were
more
to
importantly,
smoke
stay
weed,
positive
do it in a legal state. Or
and
whatever.
while being happy.
Yes.
That's the most important thing. Do weed while being happy. Okay.
That's
that
it.
should be
Like, comment, and subscribe.
We will see you in the next episode.
Damn
I
right.
have no idea when it's being released,
No clue.
if ever. Well, let's be honest, this might as well be the last episode.
Yes.
Who knows?
See
Okay.
ya!